Well, hello everyone. I've been traveling a lot, so I didn't make so many videos, but I got an idea, so here I am. Um, I feel like there have been some times in my life where I faced a lot of anxiety. And of course, one of those times was when I got COVID in 2021 and then had a pretty um, tough run-in with tinnitus, which still hasn't gone away, but I have somehow done that thing we might refer to as habituation, where I don't really notice it anymore, and it doesn't bother me. But it really bothered me before. And I think there's something that I did that I didn't really get to pointing out on some previous videos. Now, I think when you first get tinnitus, it's hard just to get a grip at all. Like maybe you can't sleep, you have a lot of anxiety all day, you're thinking about it the whole time, and you're just trying to find anything, the background noises, just to get over it. But then, you start getting into a repetition where like every day is the same, and you're don't feel like you're getting better, and you're trying to find some way out. So I remember when I was perhaps in my mid-20s, I also had a pretty serious problem with anxiety. I would get these anxiety attacks or panic attacks where my heart would speed up. I would think I was dying. Didn't know what was wrong with me. And then I would get better, but I didn't understand why it was happening. And I had never flown on a plane before. So I got this crazy idea that maybe somehow I have to face my fears. And what I did was I purchased a flight lesson. So the first time I ever flew on a plane was by flying it. Now I had a teacher on board who told me how to use the pedals on the floor to steer the plane, and how to, I forget how I got it moving forward, and then I had to pull back on the stick, and the plane took off. And then as we got up in the air, he's like, well, would you like to turn the plane? And you can just pull one way, and the plane, I forget whether it goes this way or this way. And then it was a very small plane, and with the wind, the door was shaking like this and making noises, and I'm looking down at the ground and feeling a little bit anxious. And then we straightened back out, and he's like, well, would you like to turn again? And I'm like, no, it's kind of scary. I don't think I want to turn again. And he's like, but you'd like to get back, right? So actually he did end up helping to turn it another time or two. And of course, for a beginner, I couldn't do the landing part, and he helped land the plane, but I made it through. And having been in such a time where I had been very anxious, and then doing this flight thing, what did it do? It challenged my anxiety. I pushed myself into an area that I was very unfamiliar with, uncomfortable, and I think it was for the better. So yesterday I went hiking with some friends, and this isn't too scary, but I did the zip lining where they put a harness on your body, and you're hanging from a wire, and then you go zooming down the mountain through the forest. And I put my arms out and didn't hold on to the rope, and just like I was flying, and it was wonderful. I had a great time. But I don't know what you might do. These are a couple of slightly extreme things to do, but maybe it's something more simple, like you've been inside all day, and you rarely go outside because you're scared. Maybe there'll be a loud noise or something that you can't handle. But I feel like when you have anxiety, you have to challenge it. You feel like there's certain things you can't do because of the tinnitus, but I think you'll find that there's a lot of things you can do. And it might be, like I say, something more simple, like you're going to go for a 1 hour walk, where you leave your home and you go maybe somewhere unfamiliar, and then you come back. Um, Whatever it is, go roller skating, do something you've never done before. That's a key one there, is something you've never done before. Can be something that can really just pull you out of the mire you're in, where you're always just anxious, worried about the tinnitus, always thinking about it, because your brain has these new challenges. And if you've been at this for a while, I just really encourage you to try to do something that maybe you're a little bit afraid of, but you go ahead and do it anyway. Because there are some things where, if you look at it statistically, the chances of something going wrong are very low. Even with the zip lining, I mean, there were 2 wires. So if one broke, we've got the other wire. There were 2 harnesses, one for each wire, 2 like straps. If one broke, I've got the other one. Like, I'm not going to fall. It's very safe. I mean, there's probably some extreme situation where I could fall, but it's a calculated risk where I don't have to be too afraid of what's going to happen. But of course, walking onto the platform, I don't know how high I was, but enough where if I fell, it would hurt. I might die, but then I walked off and into the air and went flying through the air, and it was fun. It only lasted maybe at most 30 seconds, but I got through it. And sometimes, but that's kind of like symbolic, isn't it? To jump off the platform and into the air and go zooming down the line. And maybe there's something you can do where you have to push yourself a little bit, and then in a way it frees you. It frees you from the fear you've been having, and lets you know, hey, I actually can do something. I can do something more than I have been doing. And that might help you to have more courage, and your brain. And we're always trying to take care of our brain, right? And your brain starts to say, hey, wait a second. I don't have to be so anxious all the time. I just faced this one thing, and now I can face another thing. And it can start to push you in a series of steps in the right direction again, and get you out of this situation a little bit more. So that's my video for today. I hope it helps you. I hope maybe you'll try something today that you haven't done recently, or something that you maybe never did before. I don't know what you've never done before, but there are so many things if you've set your mind to looking for them. Just be safe. Do something safe, but calculatedly safe. Zip lining is probably okay, for example. So try something, and I'll hopefully hear back that you did. Okay, see you later. Bye.